All right, today we're diving into a really powerful modern legend. It's this incredible story that's been making the rounds about humanity's real purpose. We're talking a tale of cosmic proportions, so let's get right into it.
First up, I want you to take a second and actually think about this. What is the wildest, most challenging, most unforgettable experience you could possibly imagine? Go on, get something in your mind. You got it? Okay. According to this legend, for the bravest, most advanced souls in the entire universe, the answer to that question is just one single word: Earth. Yep, the very experience you and I are having right now. Let's unpack that. So, how on earth could Earth be considered the craziest experience? Well, the legend frames our entire existence here as a kind of game, but one with the most unique and ridiculously difficult rules you could ever imagine. The story basically says the Earth experience is the ultimate challenge. It's the final exam of spiritual mastery. The whole point? To dive headfirst into total darkness and ignorance and see if you can still find your way back to remembering who you really are. And here's the main handicap, the one rule that makes this game so unbelievably hard: total amnesia. I mean, can you imagine? You sign up for the toughest game ever created, and the very first rule is you completely forget you're even playing. You forget the rules, you forget your skills, you even forget your own true identity. This chart really shows you just how different the game is here. You know, elsewhere in the universe, thoughts become things, instantly. But here on Earth, we have this little thing called time, a delay, a buffer, between a thought and when it actually shows up. You combine that delay with total memory loss, and wow, the game gets incredibly difficult. So, what was the result? Well, with no memory of the real rules, we just made up new ones. And these new rules, they were all based on fear. We forgot our own power, so we gave it away to others. We stopped being able to hear our own guidance. We just didn't trust ourselves, and this led to a desperate, planet-wide cry for help. That call for help, it was answered. But let's just say the first rescue mission didn't exactly go to plan. In fact, it was kind of a disaster. The first wave of volunteers who came to help arrived with this really simple but incredibly powerful message. All the answers you're looking for, they're already inside you. They were here to remind people of their own inner power. But humanity was so deep in fear, they just couldn't accept this. The idea of being that powerful was, well, it was terrifying. So they did what fear does. They inverted the message. Trust yourself became, no, you cannot trust yourself. And you are equal to us became, you are separate, you are less than us. And the result of that twisting was tragic. The beings who came to help were misunderstood, they were feared, and in the end, they were killed. This first mission, it only ended up creating more fear and more systems of control. So, with the stakes higher than ever, the creators of the game had to go back to the drawing board. They had to come up with a totally new strategy, a plan that couldn't be stopped from the outside because it was going to happen from the inside. This new plan was all about cosmic timing. It involved waiting for Earth to literally move into a unique, high-frequency cloud of energy in the galaxy. This energy could reactivate parts of our dormant DNA, but, and this is a huge but, there was a catch. You had to be in a physical body, here on Earth, to receive the upgrade. So this time, they needed more volunteers. Not just a handful, no way. They needed millions. This was going to be an inside job on an absolutely massive scale. Their mission was incredibly daring. They had to agree to incarnate on Earth, forget everything all over again, and then, at a pre-coded time, wake up. By waking up, they would start to tune into that new cosmic frequency, and by doing that, they would literally raise the entire planet's vibration from the inside out. And this, right here, is where the legend brings it all home to our time. The story says that the 21st century is the moment this grand plan finally kicks into high gear, triggering what it calls the Great Awakening. So as Earth flies into this energy cloud, the awakening sequence starts. The volunteers start to wake up and question all the fear-based systems. As they do, the whole planet's frequency starts rising really fast. This causes the old structures of control to just crumble. And to an outsider, it looks like the whole world is falling into complete and utter chaos. From one point of view, this chaos looks like the end of the world. I mean, for anyone still living in fear, watching everything they knew just fall apart, it was absolutely terrifying.
But for the awakening volunteers, this chaos was actually a sign of victory. They recognized it for what it was. It was the messy, painful, but beautiful birth of something new. It was proof that the plan was working.
So what happens after all the chaos? Well, the legend concludes with this really fascinating idea, a final resolution, a great divergence.
The plan worked. It really did. Enough volunteers woke up, they reached a critical mass. A tipping point was reached. And at this point, reality itself split. The old Earth, the reality based on fear, it just continued on its path for anyone who chose to stay there. But a new Earth was created. Not a different physical planet, but a higher frequency reality that the awakened souls could now tune into.
And on this new Earth, the game changed completely. As soon as they tuned in, their amnesia was lifted. All the fear-based beliefs just fell away. Everyone remembered their deep connection to each other, they took back their power to create, and they finally started building a new reality.
And so, the legend comes to a close. An incredible story of courage, amnesia, and a great awakening. But the final question, of course, is for you. Is this just a wild cosmic legend, a piece of science fiction? Or is it maybe a powerful metaphor for the profound personal and collective shifts we see happening all over the world today? What you take away from this? Well, that's entirely up to you.